Right, so this Junior is not de-aging, right? So it's not my face and then they smoothed out my face to make it look younger. It's a 100% digital human. In the same way that the tiger in The Life of Pi, they used a real tiger to understand the movement, but in the movie, when you're seeing the tiger, you're seeing 100% digital recreation of a tiger. This is not me de-aged. It's a 100% digital interpretation of me. It's a digital character. It's the first digital human, right? So it is actually a spectacular thing to be able to make people feel emotion in that way, capturing the youthful eyes. That's the thing for me that was so amazing. It was the hardest part that me and Ang were talking about. It's like you can't fake innocence, right? So it's like, I was doing an interview the other day, and I was trying to explain, and it's like, as a young actor, it's easier to play older, but older, it's difficult to impossible to play younger. Once you know some stuff, it's in your eyes, right? It's in your cells once you know some stuff. So to try to have eyes that unknow, like sex, like once you've had sex, you walk different. It's in your back, Yeah. So their job in the creating of a digital human was to be able to sell that innocence and that youth, and to be able to sell a digital human in that way. And I think you guys have done spectacular work.
I want to say that Will's being very humble in this one aspect, because despite all that, there is no magic button that we could push to say make him look young. He had to ingest that and be himself at 23. Yeah. We could put the look and make sure he looked like his 23-year-old self, but the performance and the innocence had to come from him. So that was.
But I want to ask. Okay, so this technology to do that. Okay, but the trick here is that it has to be invisible.
Right.
Right? You can't look at it and go, that's a great special effect.
Right.
You have to go, that's Will Smith.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So how did you make sure that you always made that element invisible?
I have this whole plan of, first we see him with sunglasses in bright sunlight, but he seems to see a ghost. It was an action sequence. Very exciting, so hopefully you accept that existence. Then I have a shot of an intimate moment. You get into the world being a real person. And then we move on. But then the trailer seems to give everything away in 1 minute. That got me really, really nervous. I think everything we talk about, actually, that was the easier part. The people call it technology. It's really an artistic endeavor. We work with everybody's imagination, collective self-consciousness. So that's the real challenge. The science these guys did was mind-boggling. When they show me what age does this, what every emotion, they can talk it better that way. It's just mind-boggling, the study into the science of aging and our structure and how our emotion connect with every tissue in our body. It's just mind-boggling. But that's like, I would say 10% of the work. When everything is absolutely right, believable, it's not really believable because it's too correct. Just to mess it up, so we think that's the movie he used to play, but it's a different person in this media, in that situation. That was a lot of scratching ahead and very expensive process to try it again and again with a huge data keep running. I think that's just play along people's ability, as you said. There's no law to it. You change an angle, you change some lighting, change your scene. Like the Life of Pi, that tiger, then I remember it's one day in the 9th month to post, like, we got it. From now on, we know that tiger. There's never such a moment here. It come and go. It's just like, it's whimsical.
Jerry, I want to ask, so here's a film. It's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. It's not a Star Wars movie. It's not a superhero movie. It's not a reboot. It's not a sequel of a reboot. You get where I'm going.
It should have been on.
Yeah, on a very, very, very big TV. But Jerry, like, how rewarding was it to really nurture this film along these last, more than 12 years or so?
Well, it's always great when you find a piece of material in love with and you can bring it to an audience and hopefully they'll enjoy it the way you enjoyed when you read it. And you have to understand that when they talk about digital Will, it's his performance. So it's 100% Will's performance on a digital full body. It's not just they replace the head, it's everything. So he wore a head thing, and so he played two characters in this movie. He did first the Henry part of it, and then he turned around and did the junior part of it. So it was grueling for him to play two parts every single day that two characters were on screen together. So you have to understand the accomplishment that not only Weta did and Ang did, but his performance is outstanding for two parts. It's so difficult, draining.